firm says the face scanning feature is much more secure than Touch ID. Everything you need to know about the iPhone X. The long-awaited iPhone X is official, with the firm unveiling the 10th anniversary device at its much-hyped Apple event on Tuesday. The iPhone X, pronounced iPhone X, is the company's first smartphone to feature a full-screen display, as it sets its sights on the likes of the Galaxy Note 8. There's also an all-new Super Retina resolution, a reinforced glass design and support for wireless charging, with the iPhone X arriving with support for the Qi charging standard. See also iPhone 8 release date, price and specs. We've rounded up everything we know about the iPhone X below, and we'll update this article as soon as we hear more. Release date: as expected, the iPhone X won't be released at the same time as the new iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus, which will start shipping on the 22nd of September. Instead, Apple has announced that iPhone X pre-orders will begin on the 27th of October, with shipping to begin the 3rd of November. Price: the iPhone X will be made available in 64GB and 256GB configurations, which will fetch £999 and £1,149 in the UK, respectively. Pricing in the US starts at $999. Apple will also make the handset available through its iPhone Upgrade program, with monthly payments starting at £56.45. Naturally, Carphone Warehouse has been quick to announce that it'll be stocking the 3 new iPhones, and pre-registration has kicked off for the iPhone X. It has also started taking pre-orders for the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus. EE will be selling the iPhone X, iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus, and has been quick to launch a registration page for interested customers. It will also be the only UK network to offer the Apple Watch 3.02. Will be ranging both the iPhone 8 and iPhone X when pre-orders begin on the 15th of September and the 27th of October, respectively. UK operator 3 has been quick to announce that it will offer all 3 new iPhones but has yet to cough on pricing details. Vodafone has confirmed that it will offer the iPhone X, as well as both the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus. Interested customers can register their interest here. Virgin Mobile has confirmed that it will be selling the iPhone X, as well as Apple's iPhone 8 and 8 Plus handsets. Specs: 5.8 inches Super Retina 2436 by 1125 OLED edge-to-edge display, new all-glass design with IP67 certification, 143.6 x 79 by 7.7 mm, 179 grams, wireless charging support, Apple A11 chip with Apple-designed GPU, Face ID, iOS 11 with improved Siri, P2P payments, vertical WLTP dual cameras with OIS, 7MP front-facing cameras, support for LTE speeds up to 450 megabits per second, wireless charging, fast charging support, battery life quoted at 21 hours of talk time, 64 GB 256 GB storage. Latest news: 181,017. Apple has responded to a letter from Senator Al Franken, who raised concerns about the implications of Apple's new Face ID feature, in particular, customer security, third-party access to data, and whether the tech could recognize a diverse set of faces. In its response, Apple says that the chance of a random person unlocking your phone is 1 in a million in comparison to 1 in 500,000 for Touch ID, adding that after 5 unsuccessful scans, a passcode is required to access your iPhone. The firm has also detailed how it stores Face ID biometrics, saying Face ID data, including mathematical representations of your face, is encrypted and only available to the secure enclave. This data never leaves the device. It is not sent to Apple, nor is it included in device backups. Face images captured during normal unlock operations aren't saved, but are instead immediately discarded once the mathematical representation is calculated for comparison to the enrolled Face ID data. 171,017. According to reports, Apple's manufacturer Foxconn recently began shipping the first round of iPhone X's to various countries, but that first batch only includes 46,500 devices. This is likely due to issues holding up production of the True Depth camera, with some reports speculating that the biggest production challenges surround the dot projector, which projects more than 30,000 dots on the user's face to create a depth map to enable Face ID, an emoji, and other features. 161,017. Apple's manufacturing partners Foxconn and TSMC are still struggling to produce enough True Depth camera sensors ahead of the iPhone X's launch next month. So says reports out of Japan, which claim that the firms can't get high enough yields of the 3D sensors required to make the True Depth camera work properly. Jeff Pu, an analyst with Taipei-based Yuanta Investment Consulting, backed up the reports and said that he now expects Apple to produce 36 million iPhone X handsets this year, down from his previous 40 million estimation. 131,017. The iPhone X comes with a new feature that will ensure nobody snoops on your notifications. Phone Arena reports that the phone will only show lock screen notifications with content when it knows that you're the one looking at the phone. If it's someone else, they will only see the notification source. This feature will also be coming to older devices, but given their lack of Face ID, users can choose for their iPhone to only show notifications with content once it has been unlocked. 121,017. The iPhone X isn't out for another month yet, but scams are already targeting Facebook, Instagram and YouTube users with the promise of a free smartphone. Security firm ZeroFox says it found more than 500 fake social accounts that are using techniques including pushing and fame farming to amass followers to later sell on to hackers. 91,017. Ming-Chi Kuo has reaffirmed previous comments that Apple will be lacking iPhone X stock in 2017 and said in a note that the so-called supercycle, which refers to a large number of existing iPhone users upgrading, won't begin until next year. Kuo said the market generally refers to 2017 as the supercycle of the iPhone, but we think the real supercycle will be in 2018 for the following reasons. 1. True depth cameras production issues will be significantly addressed in 2018F. 2. New models launched in 2018F will enjoy a longer sales period than those unveiled in 2017. And 3. The product mix, specifications and designs of new iPhone models from 2018F will be more competitive. We estimate that for 2017, iPhone shipments will come in at 210,220 Minnesota units, which should grow to be 245,255 Minnesota units in 2018. 51,017. eDrop News has looked into its crystal ball and imagined what the future of the iPhone X might hold. A plus-sized model is the answer, and the website has shown off what this might look like in renders below. Unsurprisingly, it looks like the iPhone X but bigger, and houses the same irritating notch at the top of the display. According to rumors, Apple will launch at least 2 OLED iPhones next year, measuring in at 5.85 inches and 6.46 inches, respectively. 31,017. Ming-Chi Kuo can't get enough of talking about the iPhone X, and has said in a new research note that the smartphone's true depth camera system is way ahead of the Android competition and likely will estimates that it will take rivals 2.5 years to catch up. However, production issues persist, and Kuo has lowered his estimates of iPhone X shipments in 2017 to 3,035 million units from a previous estimate of 40 million. 21,017. Apple ain't the only winner if its flagship iPhone X sells well, as it turns out that Samsung will make $110, around £82 per device sold. That's according to Counterpoint Technology market research conducted for the Wall Street Journal, which says that as Samsung supplies OLED displays for the iPhone X along with batteries and capacitors, the firm is likely to earn about $4 billion more in revenue making parts for the iPhone X than from the parts it makes for its own flagship Galaxy S8 handset. 21,017. Apple has released an environmental report bigging up the green credentials of its iPhone X. For example, it boasts that the smartphone's materials are free from the likes of arsenic, mercury and PVC, and notes that 100% of packaging fibers are sourced from responsibly managed forests, bamboo, waste sugarcane, or recycled paper. The company calculates that the total estimated greenhouse gas emissions for the iPhone X over its entire life cycle are 79 kilograms CO2e, of which 80% is during production, 17% in use, 2% transport and 1% recycling. 29,917. Punters after an iPhone X might not be able to find stock until January at the earliest, according to analyst Gene Munster. This is due to production holdups, which earlier this week were blamed on Apple's complex camera system used for Face ID authentication. Jan Dawson, an analyst at Jackdaw Research, predicts that iPhone X stock won't be able to meet demand until sometime in the first quarter. 28,917. Apple has released more details about the iPhone X's Face ID functionality in a bid to address some of the privacy concerns surrounding the face scanning tech. For example, the firm points out that information collected by Face ID, including infrared images of your mug, won't be stored on your device, and notes that images are also cropped to avoid grabbing background info. Apple also points out several instances when Face ID won't work, including when your phone has just been switched on, where there have been 5 unsuccessful attempts to match a face, or if you initiate the emergency SOS feature. 27,917 Apple's True Depth camera system, used for face recognition on the iPhone X, could be holding up production. So says respected analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, who notes that the complex system is the reason Apple is struggling to achieve mass production, and likely the reason the device will be in short supply until next year. Kuo said, via Macrumor's TrueDepth camera may be main production bottleneck of iPhone X ramp. The 3D sensing TrueDepth camera on iPhone X is composed of a structured light system, time-off light system and a front-facing camera, which represents a far more complex structure than those of rivals. It will, therefore, be harder to achieve mass production. While we project iPhone X will see output ramp up meaningfully in mid-late October, tight supply may only start to ease in 1H18F due to strong demand. 26,917 Apple's Tim Horton, a member of the firm's WebKit team, has urged web developers to embrace the iPhone X's unusual notch cutout. In a post on Friday, he insists that content is automatically inset within the display's safe area so it is not obscured by the rounded corners, and has offered up tips on how to properly build websites for the iPhone X to ensure that content isn't be obscured by the sensor housing, home indicator, or rounded corners. 25,917 Apple's iPhone X might not be able to support gigabit LTE, according to reports. While a teardown of the iPhone 8 revealed a Qualcomm X16 modem with gigabit LTE support, Apple has also made some units with an Intel modem that isn't equipped to support the super-fast speeds. 21,917 The iPhone X could face further delays, according to Raymond James chip analyst Christopher Caso. He writes the production of the handset likely hasn't yet begun, and notes that it could be hit by further production delays. Caso said, while our checks are ongoing, initial feedback from our meetings suggests that final production of iPhone X has not yet begun, with production expected to commence in mid-October. That production start is about a month later when compared to expectations a month ago, and about 2 months later than expectations at the end of June. 20,917 While many have bemoaned the iPhone X's £999 price tag, Apple CEO Tim Cook has said that it's a value price based on the technology inside the phone. Speaking on Good Morning America this week, Cook said most people are now paying for phones over long periods of time, and so very few people will pay the price tag of the phone initially. Also, most people actually trade in their current phone, and so that reduces the price further, and some carriers even throw in subsidies and discounts. 19,917 KGI analyst Ming-Chi Kuo has said that Apple likely won't be able to meet demand for the iPhone X until next year, with supply set to be limited in 2017. In a note seen by Macrumors, Kuo said, due to supply constraints, we expect market demand won't be fully met before 1H18. We revised down our forecast for 2017 iPhone X shipments from 4,550 million to around 40 million units, but we, therefore, revised up our 2018 iPhone X shipment estimate to 8,090 million units. 18,917 Apple's A11 Bionic chip has been put through its paces in Geekbench 4, and has crushed the likes of the Galaxy Note 8, Galaxy S8 and OnePlus 5. The iPhone X's multi-core score came in at 10,069, trumping the Exynos 8995 powered Note 8, which scored 6,784, and Antutu benchmarking scored have also leaked, and show the iPhone X with a combined score of 226,058, more than 45,000 points ahead of the closest Android competitor. 15,917 Apple's Face ID technology will support just one registered face per device, TechCrunch reports. This could be an issue for some that have the fingerprints of their partner, or kids, registered on their current iPhone, with devices currently supporting up to 5 fingerprints per device. 14,917 Apple has spoken out about the Face ID fail below it suffered on Tuesday and has blamed the glitch on a lockout mechanism which was triggered by clumsy staff handling the device. A company spokesperson told Yahoo people were handling the device for the stage demo ahead of time and didn't realize Face ID was trying to authenticate their face. After failing a number of times, because they weren't Craig Federighi, the iPhone did what it was designed to do, which was to require his passcode. 12,917. The iPhone X is official and is Apple's first smartphone to pack an edge-to-edge screen, but unfortunately, rumors of the notch cut out at the top of the screen were also on the money. The handset's so-called Super Retina OLED display measures in at 5.8 and features a 2436 by 1125 resolution, making it the highest resolution iPhone to date. It also features Apple's True Tone display tech and, much like the new Apple TV, supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision content. This screen sits inside a new all-glass chassis, similar to that seen on the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus. While you'll probably have to put it in a case to prevent shattering, Apple claims this is the most durable glass to feature on a smartphone yet. There's also the same A11 Bionic processor under the hood. This 6-core CPU is divided into 2 low-performance cores and 4 high-performance cores, with the regular cores being 25% faster than the previous A10 chip, and the high-performance cores being up to 75% faster than the A10 SoC. It also comes paired with Apple's first homegrown GPU, which offers 30% more performance than the A10. Naturally, given the phone's all-screen front, there's no physical home button. This means that Apple, as expected, has dumped Touch ID functionality, replacing it with Face ID face recognition technology. Related, the pricing of the iPhone X is a threat to the mobile industry. This is enabled by a bunch of sensors on the front of the phone, including a 7MP true depth camera, and the A11 chip's built-in neural engine, and Apple claims that it'll work even in dark conditions and if you change your appearance. It's pretty secure too, according to the firm, which claims that there's a 1 in a million chance of somebody, spoofing your face. Apple has also introduced a new swiping up gesture to go home on the iPhone, which is also used for multitasking on the iPhone X. The lock button on the side of the handset can now be used to fire up Siri. As expected, on the rear of the iPhone sits a vertically aligned 12MP dual camera, comprising of dual telephoto and wide-angle lenses. There's also a new portrait lighting mode for taking selfies, and optical image stabilization built in. Wireless charging is included, with the iPhone X supporting the same Qi wireless charging standard as the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus, which means customers will be able to use third-party charging accessories. Apple gave a sneak peek at, naturally, its own AirPower wireless charging mat, which will be coming next year. There's also been a boost to battery life, with Apple claiming 2 hours more battery life than the iPhone 7 before it. Oh, yeah, and there's an emoji. What a time to be alive. The iPhone X, or 10, whatever, will be available in space gray and silver. Older news and rumors. 12,817 KGI's Ming-Chi Kuo has confirmed, via 9to5Mac, that the so-called iPhone X, along with the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus, will support wireless inductive charging standards, which means that customers will be able to use third-party chargers to take advantage of the feature. She also notes that Apple's own wireless charging accessory won't be ready at launch. EE has added weight to this rumor, having today launched her new wireless charging bundle that allows customers to add a Qi charger to their plan. 12,817 Apple has added a new mail-in option to its iPhone upgrade program for US punters. Spotted by Mac Rumors, the new option will enable those upgrading to an iPhone 8 to mail their old smartphone to Apple using the firm's trade-in kit, negating the need to visit a physical Apple store. 11,917 in what some are calling one of the biggest leaks of all time. Apple has leaked the Golden Master GM version of iOS 11. The information was made available by an Apple employee, according to blogger John Gruber. The leak, according to 9to5Mac, reveals that the firm's new flagship smartphone will arrive as the iPhone X and will launch alongside the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus. Besides the name of Apple's 10th anniversary iPhone, the iOS 11 leak also confirms that facial recognition, dubbed Face ID, support is coming below, which is expected to replace the Touch ID on the so-called iPhone X. Other new features outed in the leak include animated emoji or Animoji support, a portrait lighting mode for taking better selfies, True Tone display, and a rejigged lock button that will allow users to interact with Apple Pay and Siri in the absence of a physical home button. References to new Apple AirPods and a Qi-equipped Apple Watch have also cropped up in this mammoth leak. 8917 The Wall Street Journal paywall reports that glitches in the manufacturing of the iPhone 8 could lead to supply shortages and delays in shipping following the smartphone's unveiling next week. The production glitches reportedly delayed the manufacturing process by about a month, sources familiar with the matter told the newspaper. 7,917 German website Mesa-Koff claims that pre-orders iPhone 8 pre-orders will kick off on the 15th of September, adding weight to a previous leak courtesy of EVLeaks. According to earlier rumors, the handset will arrive on shelves a week later on the 22nd of September. 6,917 A shaky video, via Reddit, allegedly shows off a functional iPhone 8 just days before its official unveiling. The dark, blurry clip doesn't give much away, but does appear to confirm that the handset will sport a bezel-less display with an ugly notch cut out at the top of the screen. Some are speculating that the video is a fake, and, fingers crossed. 5,917 Prolific tipster Benjamin Geskin has tweeted alleged pricing details for the iPhone 8. He claims that the entry-level 64GB model will fetch $999, around £775, while 256GB and 512GB variants will fetch $1,099, £850, and $1,119, £930, respectively. This matches up with previous speculation that this year's iPhone will be Apple's most expensive to date and the first to pass the $1,000 mark. Next, older news firm promises encryption and the ability to opt out communications. The 18th of October 2017 Tickbox ticks all the anti-copyright boxes. Communications. The 18th of October 2017 Privacy International unearths first concrete evidence of information collected. Firm says industry first processor will be out later this year.